All right, everybody. Thanks for downloading this episode. This episode, we got a chance to talk to Jarveon Williams. He's a running back for the Bengals, and he just talks about sharing a locker room with Andy Dalton and AJ Green and stuff. And so, not too much to talk about. Here we go.
All right, everybody. We're sitting here talking to Jarveon Williams, and how's it going?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. We're sitting here before we got started, and let's see. Let's pull this up real quick. We were doing a little bit of research, and tell, where did you play high school ball at? We were trying to figure it out, and we couldn't figure it out.
I play high school ball at Converse Judson High School in Converse, Texas.
Oh, okay, sweet. And have you always played kind of running back or?
I mean, I grew up playing running back, but when I got to high school, I played defense for my sophomore and my junior year, and then I switched back to running back my senior year. So, I mean, honestly, I only had 1 year to play running back and get recruited as a running back. So,
That's pretty impressive.
What kind of places were trying to recruit you?
just a bunch of mid majors, like Rice, UTEP, Utah State, FAU, schools like that.
Oh, that's pretty good. And then you went on to play. Let's see, you went on to play University of San Antonio, right?
UTSA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
UTSA. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, what was it kind of like playing college ball there?
I imagine it's just like any other place. It was hard. It was tough, especially being a smaller school and being a newer school, more so than a smaller school. Being a newer school, a newer program, I should say. It was it was tougher. With like resources and different things. But we got a new coaching change my senior year, and things started to turn around for us. So we were able to make our first ever bowl game, and now he's put a lot of guys in the league now. So it's starting to come around and build his reputation.
What how young of a school is it? Just like previous
This
years.
this upcoming season, I think they just finished their seventh season as a program. When I came in my freshman year, it was our third season as a program. So I think I think this last year was the seventh season.
Dang, that is pretty young.
It'll be
And
pretty cool. Like whenever the schools gets a little older, you'll be like one of the first kind of like people that really put it on the map, kind of thing.
Definitely, definitely.
I mean, that's pretty good to be that young of a football team and already make a bowl game once. That's pretty impressive. And they made a bowl game while you were there, right?
Yeah, my senior year, my last year, we went to the good in Mexico.
You went to what? What bowl was it?
The Gildan, New Mexico Bowl.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool.
Were there? Did you have some teammates that we might know that played with you?
Yeah, I played with David Morgan, who's a tight end for the Vikings now. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't play with him last year. Last year I played with. Let me see. I played with the Davenport kid that's coming out this year, who's pretty high. Who's probably like a top 10 pick. And then I just played with a couple other guys that you guys might not know of, some small guys. I was pretty much the biggest thing coming out in my class, so that was pretty much it.
I'd say going on to play for the Bengals is pretty big name, running back for the Bengals.
Yeah. You said how's it feel to play for him?
Yeah, like playing for a younger organization.
It feels good. I mean, I guess just being able to play for any organization at this point feels pretty good. Being able to have a job in the National Football League is, a real blessing, and it comes very far and few. And so I'm just thankful that I still have the opportunity to showcase my skills and my abilities. And I'm glad they're giving me a platform to do it.
How did you what did it feel like maybe playing for like a younger football team? Like were you kind of like nervous going in, like, it's kind of a younger team, I don't know how this is gonna work or anything like that?
You mean the
The
college team?
college team, yeah, the college team. My bad. I don't think I was clear on that question.
No, not so much as I think I was looking at the growth of the school, and before I went, they were showing me they were moving into a new conference, so they were going from I believe it was the WAC and to the Conference USA. So they were starting to play bigger schools, bigger names, and I just thought it was an opportunity to go to a school that, yeah, they were young, but it might give me a better chance to come in early and contribute early, and I was able to do that, and I was just taking it as it come, but I definitely saw the opportunity to play against bigger schools and to showcase my abilities on a bigger stage.
And the next thing we were going to ask you is we just kind of want to know what it was like when the Bengals gave you the call and all that. Like, what was it kind of like whenever they brought you in?
It was exciting. I got the call that they wanted to bring me in as an undrafted guy and compete for a roster spot, and I kind of knew that was my situation going into everything anyway. So I didn't have any big expectations or any disappointments or anything like that. I was just glad to get a call. So once they gave me a call and I got up there, it was pretty much on me as far as what I did and how I went about it, and I think I did a pretty good job as far as capitalizing my opportunity. So, definitely getting that call is exciting, but once you get that call, it's not just now you got to figure out what you need to do to stay there and not just get there.
Do you still remember like the day that you called or you got called and like who called you and all that stuff like that?
Yeah, the running back coach called me, Kyle Caskey. Crazy. I was at my daughter's second birthday party actually all day, so it was a pretty crazy day for me. I couldn't really focus on her much, but I was doing what I could, and then eventually after the party, I ended up getting a call, and the rest is what it is.
Man,
That's pretty cool.
that's a
Yeah,
pretty busy day.
okay.
Crazy day, man. Crazy day.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll
Emotions.
understand.
So moving up to Cincinnati and doing all that kind of stuff, like what was it like whenever you transitioned, I guess transitioning out of college into the NFL to the pros? What was that big jump like?
In my opinion, I believe the biggest transition I had was the mental aspect of the game. Just studying film, and I studied film before, but I think once you get up to the professional level, you definitely have to study more because you play a lot more games. Some teams you play twice, some teams you play three times. So, you got to know your opponent better than they know you. And everybody studies, everybody's fast, everybody's big, everybody can play football. So, I believe the mental aspect of knowing your opponent can separate you from, winning and losing or being good and not being good enough.
So, is it like could you tell like a big difference is like resources like was your college D2? Was it a D2 school?
No, it was a D1 school.
Oh, it was a D1. Okay. So was it like could you really tell a difference in like resources for coming from like a really young like college program to like a established, I mean Cincinnati Bengals NFL program? I mean that's a pretty established
I mean,
program.
I would say the biggest difference between my school and like say like a big time program like UT or OU or something like that would just be, money. As far as like different resources, as far as like training rooms and different athletic facilities, they had the upper hand on us. But everything else was pretty much ran just like any other program, with study halls and just training tables and conditioning and strength and conditioning programs and classes obviously, and everything else was pretty much standard. I would just say we didn't have the benefits of established programs as far as financial stability. We still had to gain a lot of that stuff, and like I said, it's coming now. Being on a bigger stage and with the reputation of our school growing, it's getting there. But I would say that would be the biggest transition. I would say as far as things of that nature.
And is like the speed of the game kind of like gameplay speed a little bit different? We've heard a lot of guys say that it is.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's just like going from high school to college. It's a transition you got to get used to. But I think once you get used to it, it's just football, just like you've been playing. And once you get used to the speed of the next level that you take, it's just football at that point. So, it wasn't too fast, but yeah, it's definitely an adjustment period with the speed of the game.
So, like, coming into the Bengals organization, like coming in and seeing a bunch of big names in the locker room, Andy Dalton and AJ Green, and the Bengals have probably one of the best running back, the best backfields, like
Yeah,
maybe
that's
in
what
football.
I agree.
We were sitting here talking about that before it got started. Like that might be one of the best running back organizations, maybe in the National Football League. But seeing some big names like that, I mean, what was it like your first day? Kind of like, man, I share a locker room with these guys. Like this is crazy.
Um, yeah, I guess kind of had that sense to it. Me, I'm the kind of guy I don't really get too hyped up on stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, I'm in a locker room with this guy and that guy that I've seen on TV for X amount of years, and it's just crazy to be in that same room as those guys now. So it's kind of surreal in that sense, and but you can't get I try not to get caught up in it too much, just because I feel like it would be a distraction as far as you there competing for a spot. You want to be one of those guys in the locker room as well, but if you're too busy in awe of everybody else, then it might be hard to come by. So, but it was definitely cool getting to meet those guys and starting to form a relationship with some of those guys. They're just normal people, just like you and I.
Yeah, that's what everybody
So
tells us. Everybody, it's like it's just they're my my coworkers pretty much at the end of the day.
yep, they're just coworkers. That's all they are. And some of them, you build friendships with a lot of guys depending on how long you're there and who's in and who's out. But at the end of the day, everybody's just normal guys showing up for work and taking care of their business. They just happen to be really really good at football.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good. AJ Green and Andy Dalton,
Oh yeah,
Right.
pretty good football
they have one
players.
of the most like impressive sets of weapons on offense I think in the league. Like they have so many guys that like can make plays on there.
And you were part of
Yeah,
a super good rookie running back class, I'd say, in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
Like maybe one of the best I can think of in a long time. A lot of
yeah.
good
It was
rookie running backs.
a lot of backs came out this year, and yeah, it was a lot of good backs. A lot of backs that went first, second round that are marquee players for a lot of teams. So um, it was a good class, and I was kind of glad to be coming out of this class with all these great backs. It just pushed me to go even harder.
Yeah, it's something you can always talk about later on down the road. Like I was part of the same class as the big names. I mean, so people remember the year and stuff. That's crazy. And like I said,
Mm.
great organization with AJ Green. You get a chance to talk to like AJ Green and Andy Dalton. Those guys a pretty good amount.
Yeah, I talk to them here and there. I ask questions whenever I have them. Ask any advice if I ever need some. But just have kind of a conversation with them here and there. Pertaining not even just football, just stuff outside of football. So, yeah. So that's you've been in the locker room with those guys for a whole year. You start to talk and develop relationships with other people.
yeah. We're kind of excited to see what you guys are gonna do next year because we think definitely have some big time playoff potential for sure. I've been thinking the Bengals are about due for a good run here soon.
Yeah, man. I hope so. I hope we can put it all together. I think we just had a very good, consistent year. We're up and down a lot. We showed a lot of good flashes, so some bad flashes. So we can just find some consistency that stay on those good flashes and put out a whole football season. I think we'll be just fine.
Is kind of after your first year in the NFL, you kind of almost glad you get a break now that the season's a little bit over to take it all in and kind of reflect back on the season and all.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you say. Can you say that again?
Oh, I just said since it's at the end of your first season and all, it's kind of nice to like kind of sit back now that it's off season and reflect on it and look back and like look at previous games and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like after your rookie season, because you've been pretty much playing football for a whole year now. training. You really have off season, getting ready to train for your pro day and combines and, OTAs and mini camps and all that stuff. So it's been a long year for football, but now just looking back on it, yeah, I'm thankful to just reflect on how I grew this year, everything I did, and just learn from it and build on it, and stack on top of it for next year and just get ready for the next season.
And we talked about. Oh, are we good now?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay. Well, we were talking to Don Jackson the other day. He was a running back for the Packers, and we were asking him like, is there like I always picture like a big group chat with like all the offensive guys, like with plays and stuff throughout the season. Do you guys have? Is that actually like kind of a thing?
A big group chat, you said?
Yeah, like a group text or something like, hey, look at this coverage or like something like that. I was always kind of
like
wondering
reviewing plays or something like maybe
Yeah.
like outside of practice, be like, hey, check this out, for next time we review film or something like that.
We have that. Well, I don't know if everybody has it, but I know like as far as running back, we have one amongst our running back group. We have a group chat that we stay in. And I'm sure most of the positions do have a group chat with their position, but as far as like a whole offense, no, there's too many guys to just be having in a group chat. But if you have questions or if you see something on film, we all have our iPads and we see each other every day. So you got a question, if you want to point something out, it's nothing to just call a guy over to your locker and show him. If you sit next to him in the meeting room, just write a couple notes down and share him with somebody else or something like that. So.
Yeah, I think he said something about, and I might be wrong, I think he said something about him and Aaron Rodgers were going over plays like on a plane or something to a game or something like that.
Or like the away games, like the night before away games, like in a hotel room or something like that.
He was like, man, I just can't believe like I was sitting there like with a high level quarterback going over plays like in a hotel room or something like that.
Yeah, we do that. We have our meetings before. That's no different from college. You have your meetings the night before the game, and you do your last reviews and last minute film and stuff like that. So none of that stuff was new to me. I've been doing that for some years now. So it was just all a part of the process. It's just part of the process of game day and the football season.
Any good stories about your rookie year being in the Bengals? Any pretty good things you'll remember later on in your career?
I don't think anything significant comes to mind right now as far as being like memories. I definitely had a good time. Met some new people, went some places I've never been, and that alone in itself is just a cool experience. But I don't think I have any just like special memory that stand out to me.
Well, man, we don't want to hold up too much of your Saturday or Sunday today. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of these podcasts. Our days are running together. We don't want to hold up too much of your weekend though. But we thank you for talking with us, man. Means we love to hear these guys' stories, like coming up through college and high school and all that stuff.
Yeah, we like we like to kind of hear a little bit what it's like kind of being a pro athlete and all that.
Comparing and contrasting and stuff like that.
We have no clue what it's like, so thanks for kind of giving us some insight to what it's kind of like.
No problem, man. Thank you guys for reaching out to me and having me on. I really appreciate it. Be sure to give you guys a big shout out. So thanks again, and I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, good luck this upcoming season, and we'll definitely be watching. No doubt about it.
Oh yeah. You're already on my Madden franchise, just so you know.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, man.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really cool to talk to him. He's currently on the Bengals, so we haven't had a whole lot of guys that are on the team at that exact second. Most of them, a lot of them have been, but it was, and we haven't had any Bengal on before, so that was also really cool.
Yeah, it was cool to. This might be our first guy who was actually active at the time of the interview on an NFL team.
Yeah.
I think this might be it.
Oh, yeah. Adam Geddes.
Okay, yeah, Adam. That's right. Adam Geddes on the Buccaneers. That's right. Yeah, they're starting to run together.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd ever have this problem of kind of like mixing all this up.
We're literally doing like some of these were doing like 2 and 3 in one day. Like
yeah,
we're just kind of spacing.
We've done 2 in a day a couple times.
Yeah, we're spacing them out and they're almost running together.
And we appreciate all the guys we've had on. We were just saying like fun, like just. It was kind of different, so we just want to make sure.
Yeah,
we appreciate every single one of these guys.
But
giving us their time.
It was pretty cool to talk to a guy on an active roster to share a locker room with AJ Green and Giovanni Bernard and Andy Dalton. So that was pretty cool. But
And we heard a little bit about the Bengals when Joe Craig was telling us about them, though.
yeah, we heard a little bit about them too. Then
He's been here recently, so it was pretty cool to hear about it.
But that does it for this week's episode. We got we
think we have another boxer coming up.
we are sort of in contact with another guy who's boxing. We talked back and forth today with him a little bit, so hopefully we're gonna get one set up maybe for the weekend or something like that, and we'll put it out the same day we do it. So
you know how we do it.
Yeah, we record them and put them out the same day. So unless we're spacing them out like this one.
Yeah, this one was a few days ago, so we didn't want to overload you.
Yeah, we didn't want to overload people's downloads.
Even though we're probably still doing that anyway, but we didn't want to overload you as bad. But at the same time, we got these coming out kind of fast. We got to put them up pretty soon. So.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and we just want to thank some of the people that share it. You got Taylor, Heath, Dalton, and just so you know, Dalton is starting his little gaming channel, and he has a gaming Twitter already, Dr. Spank.
That's also his gamer tag.
We follow him on our page, so you can go find him on there. He's about to start his channel, and we're kind of looking forward to it. We just wanted to let everybody know, so make sure you check it out.
Yeah, so head over to do we follow him on our Twitter?
Yeah, we follow him on ours.
Okay, we follow him on our Twitter.
We retweeted some of his stuff too, so it won't be too hard to find.
You can just go in there, check it out, and give him a follow. Let him know what you think. Comment on his videos. Tell him what you think. So,
he's pretty good at the new game. I've played with him a few times, and
yeah, he's making a couple of World War II clips. On
definitely had
Call of
to
Duty.
give him some credit because he's shared our stuff so much. You know, we're kind of helping each other out. So.
Well, that about does it for this episode. Kind of a short one this week, so off the hook listening for not an hour this time, everybody. So we cut you a break. So in your meantime, you know the drill. Head to iTunes and give us that review.
If you want a shirt or a cup on our Twitter page that you probably have seen, or on our YouTube, let us know. We
DM
haven't
us,
said that on the podcast yet.
DM us on Twitter, and we'll get you hooked up with a shirt and a cup. You can find pictures of them on our Twitter somewhere.
Instagram,
you can find pictures of them. That you got to dig a little bit because we post a lot of pictures of our interviews, but
and my vintage playing cards, which
you'll probably have to go to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Just go to the Instagram, much easier.
A recent, we'll have to do that.
We'll do an updated picture. How about that? So thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate all the support and all the outreach, and thanks in a mass to all of our guests we've had on and all of our future guests we're in talks with. Thanks for contacting back with us. Thanks for listening, guys. Every one of you are
champions.
Every one of them. Every single one of them. But thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, Jarveon Williams, for talking with us. We enjoyed it. It was fun, and we'll have some more coming up here soon.
And we'll see you next time.
That too.